Good evening. Welcome to the final class in our Digital Creators Toolbox series. Long time coming. We've been doing this since January. But we finally made it to class 4. We've been through, what did we start with? We started with Canva and then MidJourney and then ChatGPT. And now finally we are here at Etsy, the bane of y'all's existence. Everybody has a love-hate with Etsy, right? If you're using it as a selling platform, it's awesome, except y'all don't want to list nothing. Y'all don't like it. Everybody hates it. We don't understand why we got to do other things. Well, tonight we're going to do a little bit of decoding of Etsy and Etsy shops. Everybody who has an Etsy shop, drop a 1 in the chat. Whether it is active or not, whether you are actively using it or not, whether you are making sales or not. Just let me know who all over there. Who all over there? It looks like everybody. Let's see. 4, 8. If you don't have 1, drop a 2. That's better. That's how I'm really gonna know. 1. All right. Just one person doesn't have 1. Well, this is gonna be fun. All right. Welcome to Digital Creators Toolbox. This is our final Etsy class, and I am your host, your wonderful instructor. My name is Hatsune. That's what the paperwork say. And I have had an Etsy shop since I want to say 2019. I've been on Etsy since 2019. The shop that I currently have, I have not had since 2019. This is shop number, let's see. Let's go through it, shall we? I had the Creative Brown Girl shop. I had the Creative Brown Girl Digital Designs. I had Choco Chibi shop. I had this Brown Girl's AI spot. I feel like I'm missing one, but 4 or 5 Etsy shops and iterations, and I'm still here. I have been a star seller. I have made consistent. I have made consistent sales on Etsy. I got a little, let's say, full disclosure. I got a little disillusion. Stephanie, I can't answer that right now. Full disclosure, I got a little disillusion with Etsy last summer. They made a lot of changes in and around AI. So they revamped their policies and some other things and made some changes to the way you use the language to describe AI products and products that you create with AI, and in particular, prompt guides. So I had a really booming business of selling prompt guides on Etsy, and they removed almost all of my prompt guides from Etsy, like 20 prompt guides. They took them down. So I was mad. And I stopped worrying about Etsy. I didn't put anything over there. I stopped talking about it. I just focused on Shopify and Patreon and Creative Paper, the other places where I have products. And much like when people cut up Nikes after Nike, I forgot what Nike did, but whatever they did, and people was like, oh, forget Nike, and they was cutting up Nikes and burning Nikes. Nike already had your money, so it really didn't matter. But you're like, hey, you're not hurting us, you're hurting yourself. So I lost my star seller status. And right now I'm in recovery mode on Etsy. So just full disclosure. But I have been over there for a long time. I have a lot of skills, tips and tricks about using Etsy. I know quite a bit. And so I I never show up to you guys as a perfect example of anything other than being authentic. A perfect example doesn't exist. Um, the limit does not exist. So uh, there's no perfect example, and I just wanted to say that up front. Because when we go over to Etsy behind the scenes, y'all gonna be like, "Oh, this girl don't make no money over there. How she gonna tell me how to do my Etsy?" But it really doesn't make a difference. Um, okay, so there's that. Um, I have notes. I do. Okay. All right. So the first thing we're gonna talk about is what we're gonna cover tonight. We're gonna talk about how to not only this is not a build a Etsy shop class. Let me just start there. But we are gonna talk about I'm gonna do a quick refresh on how to set up your Etsy shop. Um, talk about a little bit about how if you're making a transition from physical to digital, this will be a y'all know I'm all digital products, and this is the Digital Creators Toolbox class. So we will be talking about how to get your digital product game together on Etsy, right? And then we'll visit some folks' shops. They probably don't know that, but hey, I don't care. And what and then I'll check in with you guys. I did ask who has the Etsy shop and who doesn't. And I want you to drop in the chat what your primary goal, what you want to get out of this class. So I'll give you a minute or two, probably a minute, because I don't want you to think too hard. I just want you to drop in the chat. I'm saying, what's your primary goal? What do you hope to gain from this class? Please drop it in the chat. Thanks. Okay. There's no email automation in Etsy. Um, I'm unsure. There's no email automation in Etsy. Um, and consistent sales on Etsy come with consistency on Etsy. Like consistency begets consistency. You have to get started and you have to be consistent. Um, um, how to make sales. Okay. All right. That is about one, two, three, four, five. That's about six people, and two people gave two answers. So nope, you don't want to learn anything? Okay, thanks. I need the feedback. I need you to let me know. Um, make sure you're setting your shop up right. Learn from somebody who has experience selling, how to increase sales. Okay. All right. So we're gonna head over to Etsy. I know I clicked share. Let's try it again. Share, share. Okay. All right. Apparently it's still February on my Etsy shop, but this is what we're doing. All right. So we're not gonna start with my shop. We're gonna start with Etsy homepage in general. Um we're gonna just close out of the 4 minutes. Today, can I block this? I knew it was something I was supposed to be doing before. Let's log out. All right, let's do that. And let's go back to Etsy. And I don't know. Okay. I'm like, y'all seen the way it's y'all seen the Wiz. Ignore the man in the corner. Ignore the man behind the sheet. Over there. All right. So this is my Etsy homepage. Etsy is always going to show you what your recent activity is, where you've been, what you've been clicking on. That's always going to be first. Picks inspired by the things you purchased are there, as well as things you search for, of course, and then products that are recommended for you. And of course you can search for anything on Etsy, and let's just say we're gonna do let's do AI art prompts guides, because that's something that I use, that I sell. Um, and on the first page of AI art prompt guides, who do I see? I see Nita, I see Digital Spot Code, I see Brown Girls AI, I see Adrian, I see Unique Design Shop. Who else do I see? I see Carmen. I see I don't know, Pink Lotus. Digigirl Code, I think that's Maisha Sharon. I see a lot of people I know. I see Nikki. Um, who else do I see that I know? I see Mosaic Digi Designs, that's Martine. Who else? Just looking. I see Nita. Oh, we see Nita all over the place. Digital Spot Code is hot in these streets. I feel like I know who CK Designs is. I can't think of it. Melanin Meditation. She's in TCDC. That's Tamberly. Um, who else? Nita. I see another one of mine. Digital Divine Designs. I feel like I know who that is, but I can't um uh think of the name. I see my prompt guide bundle. Josie May Designs. That's Kimberly James, I think. So I see a lot of people I know. That's Sherilyn. That's good. If your product comes up on the first page when people are searching for images, that is a good thing. That means a few things. That means that your keywords work, that your keywords are top tier. That's what people are looking for. So AI art prompt guides, if you're seeing yourself come up when that is a keyword that you should be using, whether it's in the description of your product or as an actual keyword, right? And you can refine that to Black girl prompts. Try that. Oh, it just said something went wrong. Let's try it again. Black girl prompts. And you see a different. So this is just a quick way to show you that what your keywords and what the language is that you use when you describe your listings in Etsy. This is why it matters. This is why the words matter. And you can find what words matter by simply doing this simple kind of search, just typing in what you think people type in to look for prompt guides from you, or whatever your product is. If you sell uh African American greeting card. Can I spell cards? That's Aisha. Joyful paper. Um, so African American greeting cards or digital greeting cards. I'm going to go head over to my shop, which is Brown Girls AI Spot. That's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to the Etsy shop. All right. Real quick, breakdown on their homepage, quote unquote, of your Etsy shop. Technically, Etsy shops really only have one page, and then your products filter through pages. But as far as everything that you need to see about your Etsy shop, it literally is basically on one page. So you have your banner, you have your thumbnail, you have your profile, you have your shop name, you have your announcement, and you also can do a shop description, which I do not have, but I'll show you one that what that looks like. All right. One of the things you want to be made aware of, Etsy's algorithm is built on engagement. It is built on action and activity. And all the activity and action is not external. Some of it is internal, which means things you do with your shop trigger your place on the algorithm in Etsy. One is changing out your banner, updating your announcements, changing your thumbnail, and also changing the what's the word I'm looking for? Changing, what's the word?
Featured items, maybe.
Not just featured items, but the way you arrange your products, right? Um, so yeah. So any foremost, so that's why I like in the change of seasons, or even if it's just once a month, you want to come in, you want to look at what you have in your shop, and you can move bestsellers so that they're all at the top, or if you want to put the focus on things that aren't selling, you can move those things around and move them to the top. Somebody asked today in somewhere that they didn't even know where to how to change their banner out. It's right here on your homepage where it says edit shop. That's how you change your banner, your profile, your thumbnail. You can edit the name of your shop, your announcements, and it's also where you can rearrange your items. If you click on rearrange items, then you can actually move your items. And this, you weren't always, Etsy didn't used to let you do this. This is a fairly new situation. But yeah, you can also arrange your items on Etsy. Right? You change your featured items, the ones that you highlight, you change those from from the listings on the back end of your shop. So here are your listings. You set your featured items here. You see featured listings, and if you toggle that on, it'll show you which items you've featured. Featured items are ones that you highlight by the star. I'm actually going to take these Valentine's Day ones off. All right. Go back to the print of Etsy. From Etsy, also from the homepage, you'll see several things. You'll see your account. Your account is where you'll see your purchases, your messages. This reviews it's asking you to leave reviews on other people's products. It is not to show your reviews. That's not what this button is for. All right. If you click Shop Manager, that takes you to your dashboard, to your back end of your store. And of course, you have dashboard, which is just your general. It tells you your stats for, you can set it up however you want. Today, yesterday, last 7 days, last 30 days, this month, this year, last year, all time. Mine is set up for the last 30 days. You'll find any notices that are going on with your account. They'll be right here first. I made 1,000 sales. That's been there for a while. And then you'll see the recent activity on your shop, who favorited your shop, if people purchase things, but this is your recent activity. That's on your dashboard. Next under dashboard is listings, and this is where you list and edit your listings in Etsy. Messages are here. Number one, if you are aiming to be a star seller, messages are super important. If you don't respond to messages within 24 hours, it counts against you in trying to get star seller status. So I always recommend that you set up auto reply, and that's up here in the upper right corner. If you set up auto reply, then when you're not available, Etsy will always just send a response to any message that you receive. So then you won't be penalized for not responding within 24 hours, right? Then there are orders. If you sell digital products, your orders will always be empty because digital products are filled immediately. So your order status will always say empty. If you click on completed, that's where you'll see the purchases that people have made. But if you have a totally digital shop, your order status is always going to be empty because digital products are filled immediately. All right. For Etsy search visibility. Right now I'm not answering questions, Stephanie. Etsy search visibility is here. And these little check marks just say that your shop is doing well, your customer service stats are okay, and your listings are high quality and have clear info. If they're not checked, there will be links for you to visit to find out why not. Here are my stats. This past week, I have had one order. My visits have decreased, I'm sure, because I know why not. I know why. Because I'm not driving people to my Etsy shop. And a lot of the mystery and conversation around Etsy is that, oh, I want an Etsy shop because I don't have to work so hard, because they have their own built-in audience, they have their own built-in traffic. There is no such thing as built-in traffic. No matter where you're selling products, you have to drive your customers and potential customers to your items. You can have an Etsy shop full of things and nobody will ever see them because you're not telling anybody that they're there. Point blank, period. Customer service stats, I'm meeting the standard. Marketing. Marketing is where you can either create ads for your Etsy products. We are not covering ads tonight, but you can put sales and discounts on your product. You click sales and discounts. You click the button that says run a sale, and then you set it up. You set up what your discount is going to be. Etsy has preset discounts, but you also can set a custom discount. I usually just say everywhere because it'll ask you what countries, but everywhere. I sell digital products, so there's no reason for me not to have things on sale wherever people can buy them from. And then you set up the dates that you want your sale to last, the beginning and the end. Sales can be set only to run up to 30 days, no more than 30 days. If there are some particular terms or conditions that you want customers to know, you would type them in this box. You're going to name your sale. The sale name is just for you. The customers will never see it. It's just for you. So I'm going to do a fake sale for a minute just so I can get to the next page. 25% off. We're going to say, what's the date? The 6th. It ends tomorrow, the 7th. And we're going to say test. All right. And then you click continue. Oh, has to be the 25. Test 01. Okay. And then you decide what you want to be on sale, all listings or select listings. All listings just mean your entire shop is on sale. Select listings is if you're going to do maybe a section, maybe I just want my prompt guides on sale. Or if it's a holiday, I only want a particular shop section on sale, or you can do individual. You don't have to do it by section. You can just search for your listings. You can say, if you just want something, let's see. And then you can just pick the listings that you want to be on sale, right? And as you click on them, they add them to what's on sale. And then it's going to ask you to review and confirm. And you're going to say, yes, I want this particular thing to be 25% off. The date is correct. How many listings? What's the name of the sale? And then you just click confirm and create sale. And that's how you put things on sale on Etsy. It's pretty straightforward. It's not really difficult. Okay. You can also set up discounts with order minimums, saying, hey, if you spend $50, you get 50% off if you buy 5 things. And you've seen people that do that. They're like, buy 5 things and start date cannot be in the past, so starting tomorrow. Buy 5 things and get 50% off. So this is how you encourage larger sales by offering a discount on a number of items, right? And then you also can say, if you buy these things together, you get a discount. So say you want to bundle 2 or 3 products that are similar or go together, or are all, say you got 3 Valentine's Day things and you want to put them all together. And then you can set the discount for the bundle of 3 different listings also. So there's a number of ways to create sales on Etsy. I don't think people really realize that you don't just have to run a sale and make your whole shop on sale. You can really dig down and decide which things you want to be on sale and how you want to offer them as sales. And then you can send emails. Now, I know I said earlier that somebody asked about email. There's not an email system through Etsy, but Etsy will send thank yous to your customers through email. They will send reminders if people leave things in their cart, or if people have favorited things, you can send an offer to people who have favorited things. So as you can see, I got all of them. So I have the checkout reminder, this automatic abandoned carts. This is abandoned cart. Automatically sending this offer to eligible shoppers when they put items in their cart but don't check out. So they get a email sent out that says, hey, you got this in your cart. If you come back and buy it, you get 10% off. So there's that. You also can say thank you with a discount. So whenever somebody places an order, they get a 20% off coupon after they purchase. So that encourages people to come back and buy something else. And then this one you send to shoppers after they favorite something. So once they favorite the item, you send the discount for 25% off. So, and you can also see which ones work. So as you can see, the abandoned cart, 11 people out of 1,000, 2021. I feel like this one is the most successful one. The thank you one works the best. I feel like that's because they already purchased something. So it's it goes out to recurring. It helps the business keep recurring. Okay. Finances is basically your payment settings. I'm not gonna click on it because my bank information is in there, but your payment settings that you set up when you first um start with Etsy are there. If you don't use an external source for your bookkeeping, TurboTax and QuickBooks both have an integration with Etsy. So we could definitely click on those and find out that information. The integrations here, there are several. So Marmalade and eRank are both Etsy SEO search optimization, search engine optimization tools for Etsy. These are finance ones that integrate with Etsy. And then the shipping and inventory ones are if you're selling physical products, which I don't. But Marmalade and eRank, I have used both of these. Corgi is for digital products. I think it's for personalization, but don't quote me on that. But I have seen people use this. But I use eRank. I used to use both of these, but now I only use eRank. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to pause so that if you have questions, you can ask. Raise your hand, please. Yes, Stephanie.
Okay, my question was about golly, the auto reply. I think I saw it after the fact. Um, oh, I know what the question was. Okay, so on the auto reply, when you turn it on auto reply, then you'd have to say that you have to put hours in there that you off, or you just because it has you check all those days. So like you're never open so that it will always respond. Is that the way that works?
Well, I have mine set up. Some people have them set so it's all day long, but I set mine at night. Mine is set so from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m., something like that. Um, so that if I miss them, because I get notifications for messages and um I respond. But
Okay. And they
auto
send
reply
you
is
know,
on for
right.
the hours that I'm probably not paying attention, like
So
nighttime.
do you use the app so that you get those responses, or do you strictly have it come to your email?
Which mean?
When people
Do I
reply,
have the Etsy app? Yes.
okay, and is that where you're responding to questions or
It's not I use the app if that's what I'm using. If I'm online, I open up Etsy and use it. I don't have there's no uh one play like I don't only use the app or only answer on Etsy. It depends on, where I am and what I'm doing. Um yeah.
okay.
Did that help?
You had Yolanda and then Monica.
Hey, Yolanda.
Hey, how are you?
Good.
Okay, so mine is kind of a question, but kind of a statement as well.
Okay.
I have a tendency of when I don't put my phone on do not disturb and it dings, I automatically go and I pick it up and try to answer it. So make a long story short, I got a ding that I had an email from Etsy about my financial part of the account. Now, clearly, if I was looking and was paying attention, it clearly said spam, right? Possible spam. But again, it was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't lay down until like 2:30 that morning. So I clicked on it, and by the time I realized that it was spam, I had already verified the credit card that was on there. And I was saying to myself, I said, you know what? I went ahead and went on my app and canceled the credit card or flagged the credit card or whatever. But then I started getting paranoid. Like, what's going on? Did I put too much information in, whatever? So I went back to the payment part just to verify that nothing was touched or whatever. But when it got to my bank account, the last 4 digits was not my bank account.
Hmm.
So I went and I did the little chat with the Etsy person or whatever. And what they told me was some banks, mine is PNC, when they verify, because I got the email that they verified my bank account. Um, when they verify some banks such as PNC, they won't let Etsy know what my bank account is. They'll tokenize the bank account or mask the bank account. And so Etsy only put the last 4 digits of whatever that is. And I said, well, my question to you is, even though I don't keep that business account, once I get paid, I transfer the money out. So it's not like somebody can take all my money, whatever. Once I know I get paid, I transfer it out and put it in another account. And I said, well, how do I go about changing it? Because it said I can't even change it unless I know that tokenized number. And so basically the chat person told me that I have to contact the bank. The bank keeps record of what they respond to the different vendors with or whatever, and then I can go. But I'm saying to myself, like, I still don't feel 100%, even though I went through Etsy and I did the chat with the technician, I copied the chat down or whatever, but I just never thought, because I just really started posting stuff on Etsy this week. So I never really had the reason to go and verify everything to make sure everything was right. But I thank God I've already made a promise to myself. I'm not answering nothing when I'm sleepy.
Yeah, and that's 100%. That is good business sense for any of us and all of us. Don't respond to anything in the middle of the night unless you're somebody who like up at night. So maybe you sleep during the day and you work at night. That's different. But for those of us who sleep at night, don't respond to anything, emails and stuff at night.
So I guess my question was, has anybody verified that their banking account is different than what's in Etsy?
I can't. I don't know. I've never had that happen. Um, yeah, I'm unsure. Monica.
Hi, Tatiana and everyone. Okay, so my question was kind of like, well, I was talking about the emails. So when I first opened my Etsy account and I got orders, I didn't have the people, I didn't, create like an email funnel or anything to keep in touch with them. Do you think it's too late to do that, even though they already ordered? I mean, it's been months now.
It's probably too late uh to unless you want to be, and I'm just gonna say this, unless you want to be spammy and like send them a message on Etsy saying, hey, join my email list. Which I would not, I wouldn't recommend that. But you can set it up so they're moving forward. But mine, you can't set up an email funnel on Etsy, but on the digital product delivery page, you can definitely reach out to me at X, Y, and Z. You also can write it right on the descriptions of your listing. So when people receive a digital product from you, you should have a digital product delivery page that you set up that says, hey, thank you for making a purchase from my shop. And this is another place where you can reach me. You can, sign up for my email list, and you can just type it in there. It's number one, it's not going to be clickable because it's Etsy, but you definitely can still, you can type it in there, but it's not going to be clickable. Etsy doesn't allow any clickable link that's outside of Etsy, period.
Really? That's crazy. Okay. Thanks.
Yep. Patty. Going once, going twice. I'll keep going. If you're not available and you're unmuted, so I don't know if we just can't hear you or what.
Yeah, I can't hear her at all.
Yeah, she's unmuted, but I can't hear her. Addie, if you can hear us telling you that we can't hear you, type it in the chat. But yeah, we can't hear you if you're talking.
She
There you
may be
go, Renee.
Yeah,
Renee,
she
you
may
can say that out loud also, please.
So whenever I send out a digital product, and I just started doing this recently because I messed up before like you did, I created a PDF document that has my information, contact me. Thank you for your order. If you want physical products, my site is this. Feel free to click here. If you want to leave a review, reviews help my shop and that sort of thing. That's just in that document. And so when I put in my files, I put in that document as a thank you document and my files, and they get everything at one time. And I do the same thing for my Shopify store in reverse. I direct them to my Etsy store, my Creative Fabrica.
Yep. And I will say at the back of most of my oh, you said can you end the sale before the end date? Yes.
Oh,
You
yeah.
can go in there and end it. Yep. Definitely. Yes. But I'm saying, where's Canva? So, so in the back, the last page of most of my digital products that I sell is a clickable link, a clickable PDF. So it says, thank you for choosing Creative Brown Girl. A link to my, let me go up with y'all. Everybody, my God, old lady eyes. Uh, link to school, link to my website, link to my Patreon, links to both of my Facebook communities. So I guess I should have a link to my email, but I don't. Weird. She's weird. But yeah, that's a good idea. Maybe that's what I'm missing. But yeah, so just adding a PDF to whatever your product is and just making it part of your Etsy list, your Etsy products that is part of your deliverable. That's the word I'm looking for. Making it a part of your deliverable is probably the easiest way to get people to sign up for your email list. Because of course there's no surefire way, there's no guarantee that they're going to, but at least give them the option via a PDF or something like that. All right. Eddie, were you going to try again, or was that your only question? Was that we answered? Okay. All right. Okay, so The next thing we're going to talk about is listings, of course, because this is the bane of everybody's existence. This is the thing that people hate the most. This is the thing that people who first get started in Etsy complain about the most, is the process of listing a product on Etsy. Newsflash, the process of listing a product anywhere is tedious. I don't care if it's a physical or digital product. This is just part of the work. And a lot of people make it harder because you complain about it the entire time. I'm trying to list these products. It's taking me forever to list these products. It really doesn't have to take you forever if you stop trying to make every listing an original. You don't create a template for them, and you try to do the most. Okay. My name is Hatsune, and I do the most. But also, I've been doing this for a long time, and I don't really fuss about how long it takes me to do stuff when it takes me a long time, because I know I'm doing the most. Okay. And usually my doing the most, I can still get it done quicker than the people who are not doing the most but complaining a lot. Okay. All right. So let's go over to Canva. And I'll show you a little bit of my process of creating a listing for an Etsy product. Let's choose. Everybody doesn't do prompt guides, but most people do some type of digital art product on Etsy, right? Whether it's clip art or journal covers or tumbler wraps or whatever it is. Most of us who sell digital products on Etsy sell some type of file of images in some kind of way. This, as you can see, is on my Etsy shop. 28 high resolution PNGs. Boom. Boom. All right. When I decide I'm going to create a product for Etsy, the first thing I do is the deliverable. The first thing I do is what I'm going to give to the customer. So these are transparent background PNGs. So I downloaded them from MidJourney. They're MidJourney images. I brought them into Canva. Let's find them. I brought them into Canva. As you can see, I removed the backgrounds. Because I'm selling them as just transparent PNGs, not like things that are going to be used for journal covers or something extravagant that needs to be sized up 1 million times. These are 2,000 by 2,000, which is the same pixel count as a, what is it called? As the image is the same pixel count that I use to create my image listing for Etsy, or my image cards. So these are just 2,000 by 2,000, which translated into inches is a little less than 7 inches by 7 inches. So they 6 something by 6 something. Okay. If you don't know the math for inches to pixels, it's fairly simple. It is 300 pixels equals an inch. So 2,000 pixels divided by 300 is 666 by 666. 666, 666, 667. right? So 6.7 by 6.7, like I said, almost 7. So that's pretty big for an image. It's not a small image. People could use this for t-shirts, they can use it for tumblers or mugs, or they can even use them for journal covers, actually. You can use them for what you want. So transparent PNGs. So prepare the images. I put them all in here. I removed the backgrounds, and then I downloaded them as transparent PNGs in a zip file, right? So that's what that's what I'm going to deliver to my customer. 28 transparent PNGs, right? Way too big for Etsy. Okay, I'm gonna tell you that right now. So look for it in here. Let's see, it's called Red Updo Transparent. If I hover over it, it's 53.2 megabytes. Etsy's limit on file size is 20 megabytes per file. Now I could break this up and put it into 3 different zip files, but that's too much work for me. What I'm going to do is take this zip file and I'm going to put it in a cloud storage, into cloud storage. Cloud storage is Dropbox, it is Google Drive, it is any online repository for files. My repository of choice is Google Drive. So I add it to my Google Drive. What year is this? 2025. Why it's down here? So I add it to my Google Drive, right? There are the 28 images. When you add a file to your Google Drive, you'll have the ability to share it, and there will be a link. All you need to give your customer is access to this link. That's it. They just need access to the link, right? Access to the link. Now, where I put it, I don't know. Let me think hard. Where is the PDF? Is it at the end? Did I put it on a different page? I don't know. Where is? Let me think about it. Let's go. I don't care what my presentation is. One part of it is always missing. Okay, that's me. That's my brain. Okay, here we go. This is the PDF. Access here to click here to access files. Click here to join email list. This is what I'm delivering to my customer. This is all they get from Etsy. This one PDF. Click here to access files. If they click there, it takes them to the Google Drive. If they click this one, it takes them to sign up for my email. And it's a PDF. So that's what I put here. Really red link PDF. This is what the customer is going to get. They also get, I have a standard small business license PDF that is, I'll show y'all what it looks like. This is what it looks like. This is what is personal. This is what you cannot do. This is what they get. Okay. So That's all my customers get. So now I have those two pieces prepared for the customer. The next thing that you have to have on Etsy is photo or video. Photo or photo and video. So Etsy gives you 10 slots for photos of your image or about your image, right? About your product. This is where the template comes in, because every single one of my listings now, I'm going to say now, because since I came back to Etsy, since I reconciled with them, this is the listing template that I created in Canva and that I use for everything. Okay. The first one is, of course, going to be what the product is. The next one says what's included. And then there's one that says how they can use it. One that says what they receive. One that says this is a digital product. One that says please leave a review. One that says favorite our shop. One that says check out our community on school. And one that says thank you. This is what my this is the format. And I also, the one I use for prompt guides looks exactly like this. They both look just the same. The only things I change out are the cover, what's included, and that's pretty much it. Oh, this says, and an important notice. It says unlimited commercial use rights for physical products, limited commercial use rights for digital, 1,000 uses. Before somebody asks, how do I monitor it? I don't. I promise you, I do not. This is for my own peace of mind. Just in case somebody uses my image and some famous person buys it and it goes viral and they end up selling 1 million copies of something with my image on it, this says, hey, you could only do 1,000, so run me my money. That's it. As far as me going to check and look, I'm not. I am not. Some people might have that kind of bandwidth. I do not. I'm making art with a random image generator, MidJourney, ChatGPT, whatever you use. I'm not over here trying to make sure other people not selling my thing over 1,000 times, because 9 times out of 10, they're not. Okay. Okay, so once I set up my images, my product for my customer, then I go to my template and I'll show you what the template looks like. I just showed you, but I'll show you in Canva what it looks like over here. It looks just like it looks over there. What's included? Thousands of uses, which you can use the images for. This is a digital product. Important notice. Leave a review. There are 2 reasons that you use templates. One is for ease of use. One is the number 1 reason is to make it easier for you to get the thing done. The second thing is so that you have consistent branding, so that your stuff looks good. So it looks like it goes together. So it looks cohesive. So it doesn't look like it doesn't look haphazard. And that's something I had to learn, because I like making stuff and I get bored easy. So I'm like, oh, well, I don't like this template, this style anymore. Let me do something else. So you will notice, if you look in my shop, you will notice that there are different sets of templates that look the same. And that's just the evolution of my shop. Am I going to go in and change them all to the same template? Hell no. Not going to do it. Not going to do it. But what I have decided is that moving forward, I'm going to try to stay as consistent as possible. Okay? And that's all I really can do. And also, I'm a woman and it's my prerogative to change my mind. Okay? All right. So the things you want to make sure that you're listing cards, and that's what I call them. I don't know what the technical term is for them, and I've been trying to find it, but I don't know. So I call them listing cards, and that's what I've been calling them as long as I've been teaching Etsy. So the things you want your listing cards to have, the key components they need to have, they need to be the correct size. Etsy used to have a different size listing, so some of my older listings are not the right size. They changed it to a square, and it's really any square, but I just used 2000 by 2000 just because it's a number, it's even. You want to have product previews. You want to show the art and what it can be used for, because people need to be told what to do with the thing. And you're like, why would I have to tell people if they're going to buy it? I don't know why. It's just consumer information. This is what they tell you. This is what the people say you need to do. You need to tell your customers what to do with your product, whether it seems straightforward or not. You need to tell them what to do with it. Much like content creation, you need to have a call to action. You need to tell them what to do. Share this, answer the question, push the button, click here, slide to the right, slide to the left. It's like a it's like a line dance, all the things. Okay. So you wanted to have images so they can see what they're going to get. You want to have some kind of mock-up. You want to have what the format is and what the file type is and ideas of how they can use it. The format is high resolution. I don't have PNGs here, but I have PNGs on the first page. This should say PNGs, but anyway, the format is PNGs. No, that's the file type. The file type is PNG. The format is high resolution transparent, and then the size is 8.5 by 11. Are they saying 8.5 by 11? I don't think so. That might be wrong, y'all. Here we go. Boom, boom. This is a digital product. You're letting people know that it's a digital product because you will be surprised if you put a t-shirt on the first page with your image on it. You will be shocked at the person who will come in your inbox and say, where is my shirt? I didn't know. I've also gotten, if you sell prompt guides, I didn't know this was a prompt guide. I thought these were images. It doesn't matter that it says prompt guide. That doesn't matter because people don't read. So just gird your loins for that. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Right? All right. So you want to create a system for yourself within whatever your graphic design tool of choice is, mine is Canva, so that you can drag and drop things into a template that you can then upload into Etsy. So I have them for images. I also have a similar one, and when I say similar, I mean exactly the same for prompt guides. This is the prompt guide one. And as you will notice, it looks just the same. It is the same thing. The only thing is the notice on the prompt guide one says the art will not render exactly the same. Different generators create different art and use your prompts in different tools, but everything else, same. Very easy for me. Very easy. And you don't need more than this. Like these two templates could run everything I do. Images and prompt guides, because that's pretty much all I'm giving. It's images and prompt guides at this point. I'm not really selling a bunch of, detailed journals or anything like that. So for the main digital products that I sell, these two templates, I can just drag and drop, create the file that the customer receives, And now I've streamlined my listing process. The other way you streamline your listing process is by getting ChatGPT to write your listings for you. And you don't need, if you create a decent cover page for your product, you don't even have to tell ChatGPT what to write. For example, I'm going to download this cover to this prompt guide. Just the one page. I'm going to go over to ChatGPT. And I know people make GPTs for this and all kinds of, you know, farm fills for the things. But you don't have to have any, you don't have to go invest in any GPTs or anything like that. You can simply go to ChatGPT, upload the file. Please write as an Etsy star seller. Please draft a description. Oh, and sorry, an SEO rich description for this digital product. Include FAQs and who this product is for. Additionally, provide a list of keywords. That's it. So it gives you a description, it gives you a title, bring warmth, joy, and creativity to your holiday season with our exclusive DALL-E prompts and AI art sample pack. What's included? 12 AI art samples matching DALL-E prompts. Please note that they put the art samples first because Etsy focuses on what can be produced, what is produced, rather than the prompts. This is why a lot of the prompt guides got removed because they just said prompt guides, and Etsy needs you to talk about the art that is created with the prompts rather than the prompts. So first they say 12 stunning AI art samples and matching DALL-E prompts. Who is this for? Digital artists, entrepreneurs, AI art enthusiasts, FAQs. Can I use these prompts without the paid version of ChatGPT? You'll need the paid version to fully utilize the prompts. Are these digital downloads or physical items? All items are digital downloads. Can I use these samples commercially? Absolutely. Feel free to incorporate these AI, blah, blah, blah. Are the prompts editable? Yes. Why choose this? Save hours, enhance your offerings, boost your creativity. There's a whole listing, description, all of the things. Of course, you can always edit what you like and what you don't. You can tweak it. It's ChatGPT, of course. And then it also gives you a list of keywords. So if you have your template set up and you use ChatGPT to write your descriptions, it cuts down on how long it takes to list your products exponentially. But there has to be a plan. There has to be a flow. You have to know what you're doing, why you're doing it, and what kind of order you want to get it done in. That's really the bottom line for all of the things I teach and talk about. You have to start with a plan, and having a template is part of that plan. Using ChatGPT to write your description is part of that plan. And just think about all the years I was doing this without it. Writing descriptions from scratch. Because that's what we did before ChatGPT. We out here writing descriptions from scratch. The ghetto. It was the ghetto. It was really the ghetto out here. It was the ghetto. All right. Once again, I'm going to pause and ask if anybody has any questions about the listing. Stephanie.
You know, I'm gonna always have a question. Okay, so this was very helpful because I always started with ChatGPT and went all the way around the other way. So flipping that is, I can see how that really just, I'm ready for it. So for when you're using prompt guide, doing prompt guides, do you scale your images for that? Or is it not, it's not necessary for that? Is it necessary to scale your images for journal covers?
You want them to be the size that you are telling people that the journal cover is. So if it is it's for 8.5 by 11, then you want it to at least be 2550 by 3300 pixels or 8.5 by 11 inches, so that it is the proper size and the customer's product doesn't get pixelated. So yes, but as far as prompt guides, it's samples. It's just you're just showing what it looks like. So no, I'm not scaling anything for prompt guides ever.
And do you have a template for a prompt guide?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Can I get that off?
I have. Huh?
Can you get that off you?
Can I what?
Can we get that off you? I need to know
Can you
where
get it off? It's on my website. You weren't no, because you just started taking class from me. Yeah, I taught a prompt guide class earlier. When did I teach prompt guide class, y'all? I don't know. November, I
Last
think,
year.
maybe before. It was probably before Christmas.
Yeah.
But yeah, there is a prompt guide template bundle, and it has 5 different templates, 5 different types of templates for prompt guides in there.
I got the prompt guide, but I couldn't find a template in PLR anyplace. So
Yeah, it's this right here. It says Canva template ultimate prompt guide bundle. It has 5 different templates for prompt guides.
okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
That's all, Betsy. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yolanda.
I'm sorry, I looked away for a minute. My biggest thing is I don't really like the images that come out of DALL-E or ChatGPT because it's just maybe I don't use it enough. I don't like how it comes out. It doesn't benefit me. Like I look at a lot of everybody else's art and it's just beautiful. But when I do it, I just don't like the style. So I spend most of my time in MidJourney, but of course it's personalized to my taste. And so I always fight with myself which pictures I'm going to post because when people put the prompt in, it ain't going to look like mine because You know what I'm saying?
Well, the way that works is, and this is outside, really outside the scope of class, but the way that works is, as far as MidJourney prompts are concerned, is you give them create the images with the base prompt and do a style reference. You don't want to give the prompts to the images that you like the most. What else are you going to do with them? What y'all saving them for? You going to use them for something?
No, I don't mind that part, but sometimes I'd be feeling like, is it like if it was me who was brand new, I'd be like, that's false advertisement because I'm using your prompts and my stuff don't look nothing like yours, but not realizing that that stuff is personalized to that person's taste.
Why you not sharing when you share the prompt, you can share the personalization code with it.
I wasn't sure if that's what we should do. That's why I asked.
If you want people to get the image that you created, then you share the entire prompt that created that image.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. You just copy the whole prompt, the whole thing. Yeah. Renee.
Yeah, the only reason to really hold on to your personalization codes is if you just want that style to be yours. But honestly, we probably all by this point got thousands of personalization codes and SREF codes, and you will drive yourself absolutely insane. The other part is to put that disclaimer in there because we can give them a MidJourney prompt and they will still take their happy behinds over to Copilot and everything else. So that's why you put that disclaimer in there. Your art will not look exactly like mine. I could
You're
use your
never going to get the
personalization and
exact
it still won't look exactly like yours.
No.
So don't worry about that, man. They're gonna be all right.
Yeah. Y'all be burned by the wrong stuff. because I understand the idea that you don't want to, it's false advertising. There's really no false advertising unless somebody's giving you the blatantly wrong prompt that's not going to give you anything close to what you rendered. That as far as prompt guides are concerned, it's with a grain of salt. Because some prompt guides have really basic prompts. There's even for MidJourney, there's no modifiers, there's nothing. There's just a prompt. And if you just take that prompt and put it in MidJourney, you don't know what stylized code they use, whether they added chaos, all of the things. So the onus is on you just to say, hey, these are prompts for this particular image and play with it, So yeah, don't let that be what stops you at all. All right. Okay. What time is it?
I have one question. That $5 vault, what is that all about? Is that prompt guides? I mean, I didn't really look at it. I wasn't really understanding it. You sent out a vault. What is it called? I guess it's resale rights, a $5 vault. DFY resale.
Who's asking? I don't
Oh,
know
I'm
who that is.
Monica. I'm sorry. I raised my
Oh, okay. All right. Let me get through the class first, and then I could tell you about that at the end. Okay. All right. All right. So let's see. Go back to share my screen. A word about alt text. And you'll see alt text on almost any place where you post products, product images. You'll see an option to put in alt text. Now, I will say that I'm lazy about this, but alt text actually boost you in the algorithm because it makes you more accessible to people who may have a visual disability, whether it's blindness or just some type of disability that affects their sight, or light sensitivity and those type of things. What alt text is a description of your images. And if you don't know how to describe your images, once again, you can go to ChatGPT, because somebody who has a reader, because they have low vision, if they have a reader for this, they will see it will just read what your product listing says, which is 28 high res transparent PNGs, really red. But what they won't know is that it is an image. The image in the background has 28 different African American girls wearing gold hoops with jeweled glasses, and they all have red curly hair. Like, that's what the alt text would say, because you're describing what's in the image. And as far as images with text, you really don't have to worry about that. But any image that has an actual visual picture, putting alt text in the image is going to boost you in the algorithm, because it makes you more accessible, it makes you more visible to that community. So I know a lot of people that it's automatic, it's part of their process. They automatically do alt text when they're doing their listing descriptions and things. I will say that I have not. I've done it a few times. I rarely do it, but that is the reason for it. And if it is something you feel like you want to add to your process, it will definitely help you as far as being seen on Etsy, even on your own websites. I have to find it. I had a link before that would grade what your how your site like grade your site based on whether it was accessible to people with disabilities. Your website. I have to go through my history and find the link, because it's it's very enlightening, and it'll tell you what parts of your site work and what parts don't. But yeah, that's what alt text is. In case you've seen it and didn't know what it was, or if you need it, that's what it is. I will say, when you're filling out your Etsy listing, you want to make sure that you are filling out as much as possible. So you want to do your description. Etsy doesn't have a limit on how many words your description can be, so it can be as detailed as you want it. Pricing. What I say about pricing on Etsy is you don't want to price yourself out of the competition. So you want to look and see what other shops who offer the same things that you do, what the average is for those products. Etsy is not the marketplace really for high priced items, unless it is some ridiculous bundle. Much like the bundle I have, or the bundle the Digital Spaco has, that is like 40 or 50 prompt guides for nearly $100 or something like that. That will probably sell on Etsy, but for the most part, digital products on Etsy are low to mid ticket items, mostly low ticket items. And that's just how it works. Many of you know I sell low, mid, and high ticket digital products. I sell PLR that I have sold for as much as $200. One buyer products. Etsy is not really the marketplace for that. So if you think that's where you want to go as far as selling one buyer, high ticket, multi-use business in a box top items, Etsy is not really the marketplace for that. You're going to want to either have your own website or use one of the other paid websites, digital product websites like Stand Store or PayHip or Beacons or something like that, or or your own site. So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind. On Etsy, your quantity for digital products can be up to 999, right? I usually put 100 just to keep some type of limited, depending on what the product is. If you want to make it more exclusive, you of course can say this is a limited quantity item and make it low, like 20 or 10 or 5, depending on what the product is and how much access you want customers to have, and whether or not you want to see the market saturated with your particular product. The SKU is just for me. It's just a way for me to categorize products. This and just for you. It is nothing that is going to be used to monitor, but it is a way to keep your inventory. Restock requests really only used for physical items. You can't do variations for digital items. Okay, so when you're describing your product, a lot of people get hung up on this because they're like, I don't know what to describe it as. You're going to describe it as close to what the thing is as possible. So for this particular item, it is a digital file, and then it's going to give you some categories. Once you pick what it is, you pick digital files. It's going to ask you who made it. I did. Is it a finished product? Yes. When was it made? 2025. How's the digital content created? Oh, I didn't click AI generated. As you can see, this is not mandatory, so you don't have to choose, okay? Anything with a red star, of course, is mandatory. If you're creating a digital product that you use somebody else's art and they have stipulations that you have to claim that you got it from them, then you can select production partners and put other people in. So when I was before AI, when I was creating products that I purchased from digital product stores, many of them said, hey, you get commercial rights, but it doesn't belong to you. So if it doesn't belong to you, then you have to claim who you got it from. So select production partners. I have my products come with an unlimited license, so I do not require anybody to say, hey, I got this from Creative Brown Girl, right? But it's totally up to you whether you want customers to do that or not. All right, so you chose digital file, and then in category, you just kind of start explaining what it is. So I typed in clip art. When I start typing in clip art, these are the things that come up. So you get clasps and clips, you get clip art and image files, you get clip on earrings, da 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 da. So I click the one that is most closely aligned to what this is, which is clip art and image files. And then it also tells you that this listing will appear in 8 related categories, including paper, party and kids, paper craft, and more. Then it asks you what is the craft type. Depending on what your category is, that's going to determine what comes up in this box. If I change this to something else, let's see, say if I say wall hangings, right? Prints. Wait a minute, no, I can't do that because I want to say digital. Let's see. Let's type in digital. Okay, so this says digital art. I'll change it back. It's not a big deal. So change it anyway. So I changed it to digital art, right? And now the attributes change. They don't ask me the one about the crafts and all of that because I chose digital art. So depending on what your category is, that's going to change your attributes down here and give you different things to choose from. But I'm about to change this back. All right. And then I have to fix my craft type. You can choose up to 4, so I just click all of them because there's only 4 to choose from. If there were more, then I would choose the ones that were directly aligned with what I'm doing. But I just choose all because it just opens up how many places people are going to see you when they're searching for things, right? And that's your goal on Etsy, to be seen, to be seen. All right, and so then it asks you to choose subjects. This is not mandatory, but it always is good to do. I chose anime and cartoon, I chose fashion, and I chose people in portrait. Then you can choose colors. I could choose red since red is the primary color in this image because the girls got red, and I could choose the secondary color. You can choose to type in what size your image is. You don't have to do anything. Like I said, anything that doesn't have a red star is not mandatory. You can do what size it is. If it's for a particular occasion, I usually fill these out, or holiday. So if it's birthday themed or any kind of holiday themed, I try to put those occasions in because then your product will come up in the search for those particular things. So make sure you look if you are putting in things that are holiday themed and those type of things. They got all kind of occasions in here: first birthday, anniversary, baby shower. And if it's something that may not be purposely for that thing, but could be used for that thing, then definitely put it in here. Because I'm gonna put bachelorette party because them girls cute. So I put bachelorette party, and then you also can choose holidays, and they got all the holiday things. All right, then the next thing is tags. You can put up to 13 tags, and yeah, you can put up to 13 tags. I copy my listings most of the time, so I don't always check my tags. As you can see, this one says Coco Twins, but make a habit if you're not copying your tag. If you are copying your listings, because who's putting a brand new listing in every time? I don't. If I'm doing stickers, if I'm doing clip art, if I'm doing prompt guides, I just copy my listing and then come in and make the changes. So but make sure you check your tags so that they match up with what you got going on. And then your materials is just another place where you can put more keywords that people may use to search. Anything that's listed here behind the scenes, even though customers don't see them, when they search for these things, if they type in MidJourney, if they type in digital art, if they type in Canva, if they type in ChatGPT, your product will be in the search for them, right? Shipping does not count in digital products. And then the settings, there's no returns or exchanges on digital products. That is automatic from Etsy anyway. And then you can choose what section you want it to be in. If you don't have a section set up for your product, you can set it up right here. And then this is where you choose whether you want it to be one of your featured listings or not. I'm going to check mine and say yes. This is also where you would choose whether you want it to be on the Etsy ad campaign. I do not recommend Etsy ad campaign if you are not making sales, because they will take your money whether you're making sales or not. Okay. And last is renewal options. Let's put mine on automatic because I don't have time to be coming to check and make sure that they renew. So renewals are for when your product runs out. So say you set your product up for 100, it has 100 copies of it, and it runs out. This will automatically revive the listing and just put 100 more. If you do manual, your listing will be grayed out until you come and renew it manually. So I always put mine on automatic. And then you publish your listing, and then you say, hey, let me see what it looks like. It'll say view on Etsy. And there it is. I do have a sale going on right now. I think it's 40% off. So there's the $6. So there it is. You also can copy this link to share your product. You also can share directly to Pinterest. A lot of people don't realize that they can share their Etsy listings right to Pinterest. If you link you click save, or share, I think it was share. And then I would just click where I wanted to go, click art. And now it's shared to Pinterest. If you're trying to grow your Pinterest, this is how you share your products from Pinterest. You also can share directly to Facebook from here. I rarely do this though because I am an Etsy affiliate and I use the affiliate link. And the affiliate link from Etsy is external. It's not within Etsy, it's outside of Etsy. Okay. What else? Oh, I can check the stats for my listing from here. I click stats. I've had 28 visits, 1 sold. And it's been up since March 1st. So it's only been up for 5 days. But yeah. And it also will tell you whether the traffic, like whether the link came directly to your shop. So this is direct and other traffic. This is the Etsy app or other Etsy pages. This is Etsy marketing, which I'm not doing. So no Etsy ads. It didn't come from social media. It actually came, the traffic that I got came from a direct link, probably from my email. I sent out an email on Friday, and this was the part of it. So, but yeah, that's how you look at the stats for your Etsy listings. It's right there on when you're viewing them on Etsy, when you're viewing your products on Etsy. That's how you can see your stats for the products right there. Because we want to see our analytics, y'all. Focus. Overwhelmed or no? Are y'all good? Let's stop sharing for a minute. Any questions?
I don't have any questions. I think I'm good. This was very helpful to me.
Look at
I
y'all.
did discover that that if I put it on Etsy first, I can import it into my Beacon shop. So that was another discovery.
You can import it where?
To my Beacon shop.
Yes. If
And
you set that up.
Beacon shop instead of starting from Etsy. So that was
Mhm.
something that I discovered earlier.
Yeah, so I have beacons and I only use it sporadically. I don't use it for everything, but I did there is a way to link your Shopify to your beacon. So you can if you have Shopify and beacons, you can add products from Shopify directly into beacons. You can pick and choose. So that is something that I'm looking at because I do have a few MRR products because that's really what I want to use beacons for, primarily for things that are that have MRR or PLR. That I don't really want to use it for a site to purchase the things that I have on my website. But
So
yeah,
in general, you said that Etsy is the low ticket to mid ticket item. Can you still take that same item to your beacons? Should you be selling it for the same thing, same price on your beacons, or you can just do whatever?
I wouldn't necessarily say should, but you want to have a marketplace for different items. But number one, if you're just starting out, you don't need products on in a bunch of different places. If you're just getting started with selling digital products, you need to focus on one. Like if you're going to sell on beacons, sell on beacons. If you're going to sell on Etsy, sell on Etsy. I wouldn't recommend selling on multiple platforms if you're just getting started selling digital products. Focus on one. When I first started selling digital products, I was just doing it on Etsy. And I still had physical and print on demand products on my website. It wasn't until I started teaching courses that I put any type of digital anything on my website. So I want people to realize that it's a process, and that I'm not saying you can't have multiple places to sell products, but you really need to learn one first and get good at that, because it's way too overwhelming and confusing, and it's a lot of one site is a lot of moving parts. Etsy is a lot of moving parts by itself, which is why a lot of people start with Etsy. One, because even though it's a lot of moving parts, um it's still already set up. It's like moving into a furnished apartment. Like you got all the basic things. You just have to put your flex on them, your originality on them, your products in there. Whereas if you if you say, oh, well, I'm going to have my own website, you got to do everything. You got to create the categories. You got to, figure out how you want it to look. Etsy already gives you a template. You just dropping stuff in boxes. You're filling the template for the product. You're filling the template for a banner. You're filling the template for your thumbnail. This is where your title goes. Like, it's not, you don't have to figure out all the pieces. But if you're going to do your website, you got to do all that on your own. You got to figure out how you want your banner to look. You got to figure out where you want it to be. You got to figure out if you want it to be in motion or static. You got to decide whether you want a footer at the bottom, whether you want a header, whether you want your sections all showing on the front page, if you just want a big image on it. Like, it's all these things that you have to decide. But with Etsy, you're just putting your products on there. And then not just putting your products on there, now driving traffic to your Etsy shop. And as far as email is concerned, setting up a lead magnet for your email list is a way to drive traffic to Etsy, because once you get people on your email list, you can share what you have on Etsy through your email, and people can go and buy it. A lot of people worry about whether they can get the customers that they already have on Etsy. Just start driving traffic. Use your email list. Start driving traffic to Etsy. Start offering something to let people know that you have a product to sell on Etsy. Y'all got me for about 7 more minutes.
I have a
Or not.
question.
I'm like,
Go ahead. Well, and it's not necessarily only for Etsy, but I put a post in the community about automated emails. I didn't realize, because I've been going back and forth with Beacons and Etsy. I just really listed something this week on both platforms. But what I noticed is I know my emails are not set up for like responses. As people buy, I think I set one of them up for like if you subscribe, or whatever. But like if they purchase something, I don't think, like when I purchase something on Etsy or Beacons, I get emails like that. I get a thank you email, and then like maybe a couple of days later, I get some about a discount, and I get this. I don't think none of my stuff is set up like that. So I have put a post to see if anybody, I don't mind paying. I just want somebody to help me put this stuff together the correct way.
okay, well, I'm trying to think I'm sure there's somebody in the group that knows something about emails, Beacon's email. I don't use Beacon's email in that way. So
I think
Is
Latricia
Etsy set up
does.
that way though? Do you have to set up the certain emails, or they automatically send the emails out
no,
for the
you have
seller?
to, like I showed, you have to go into um you have to go and put that in. Um where is it at? Is it marketing? Under marketing, under marketing, if you scroll down here where it says connect with your buyers, this
Mhm.
is where you would set up. So this is the abandoned cart one. This is the thank you one.
Okay, so that's
These are,
all for emails.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a self template or we have to create the template ourselves?
I don't know. You gotta, if you go on your back end, it's gonna be here. It's built in. Connect with
Okay.
your buyers, and then it'll ask you what you want the offer to be.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yeah. Mm.
Tanae, what's the website? That's a different Etsy shop that you have up that you showed me where that template was. Then because
Which
I don't
one?
see it in. You showed me where a template was, and what I found, I'm not seeing. What's the
I
name of
think
your
that was for
store?
Shopify.
Oh, that was Shopify.
Oh yeah, that's on my website. That's on the Creative Brown Girl.
Okay.
I'll put the link in the chat. Hold on. I can put the link in the chat. Give me 1 second. There it is. Arena, you said you think Latricia knows how to do this for beacons.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
think she
we'll
mentioned
ask.
that she had beacons before she had her Shopify, and I think
Hmm.
that was in her wheelhouse to show how the emails
Okay.
are set up. I sent her a text to ask her.
All right. But yeah, that's the link for the Canva template prompt guide. All right, ladybugs. Well, if there are no more questions, I hope this was informative. I hope that you got some clarity as far as using Etsy, and getting Etsy set up to run the way you want it to. This is a replay. You all will have access to the replay. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I got. I do appreciate y'all so much.
Thank you.
And I I'm not teaching no business in March. I'm only teaching art. So all the classes that I teach in March are gonna be MidJourney. I may do a pop-up ChatGPT art class too, but I'm only teaching art in March. I need a break
Is that going to
from
go along with the hustle?
I mean, the digital hustle is all the business I can muster. But that is actually that's y'all work, not mine.
Yeah.
Um
I mean
all the stuff that I did to set it up, all the information that I'm putting and gonna continue to put in because it's not, we're only on week 1. But yeah, that's all the business work I can do. That's all the digital business I can handle. So
got
I'm
me.
going to teach art classes. I'm excited about it.
I'm excited
I
for
get
you.
to play in MidJourney and show people why I love it so much.
I love
But yeah.
MidJourney too.
So TCDC members do get 50% off all the art classes though. Y'all get 50% off. So the funny thing is the 50% off, the classes it's 2 classes and they're 47 each. The early bird for them is you get both of them for 67, but if you use the 50% off, you're only paying like 30 something for both classes. So it's cheaper to get both if you do it now with the discount. All right, ladies, I hope y'all have an amazing evening. I think the next time I will talk to you guys will be on Sunday if you're in TCDC for our strategy session. Hey, Jennifer.
Hey, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Where's the link for the art classes?
It's pinned to the top of the page in TCDC. I put it up
Okay,
about maybe like 2 hours ago. Oh, 2 hours before class.
okay.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you're welcome. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all on Sunday. I mean, I'll probably talk to y'all before then. And if you haven't joined the Telegram chat and you have the bandwidth to talk to us on that side, go ahead and join. It's fun over there. I love y'all. Have a good night.
Love you too, man.
Good night.
Hugs and kisses.
Night, John boy.